spot the difference, babes. You can't. You literally can't. It's impossible. These games are getting too challenging. Yes, us, girly pops. It's Finny. I'm back with another reaction video. Okay, so genuinely, I don't think I've ever looked worse. Ew, I don't like seeing myself right now. Amber, I don't know how the fuck you do this look. How do you do this look? How? I don't know. But like, I have so much foundation on my upper lip. I look like garbage and I feel like garbage. I hate this hair. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, ew. I just edited 2 videos and Amberlynn has so kindly graced us with a new video just like a half an hour ago. So, wonderful. We'll get into it. It's called Getting Trolled / Called Out by Viewers and Relied on Destiny While Beck Relied on Me. Let's talk episode 4. Let's jump into the video, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to a new Let's Talk video. So we're just gonna get right into it. So first things first is Sweet and Sour. It's where I use a random comment generator from the last week's episode. I choose random comments. I literally choose the ones that pop up first. So this is a way for me not to pick and choose. So let's get into it. Black Cat Mama said, maybe they AI their voice, shrug emoji. So for the ones that do sound like an AI voice, I have also thought that because people brought it to my attention. I didn't think it at first. But when people did bring it to my attention, I was like, maybe people just don't want their voice to be in my videos, which is okay. Muted Sound 54 said, at 1938 is AI. What's your obsession with men calling you cute, weirdo? So if it is
no, for real. Gentlemen. How is it? How's the look? I don't understand this look. I don't like it. Amber has many other looks that are fine, that are absolutely fine. This one is like, I really do feel like I need to go and be like, I turned in my paper today and I had to write 3 sentences. Today is my first day of first grade. Like, that's really what I feel like right now. Also, Amber, you are so obsessed with male validation. Absolutely. Couldn't be me. Like, if a man tells me I look cute, I'm like, thanks. The only man I actually, like, appreciate comments from is, like, my husband. And, like, my subscribers. You guys are fine. Duh, obviously. But, it holds so much more weight for me when I hear it from, like, a woman or someone non-binary. Like, I don't know. Just does. But Amber is always like, a man called me cute today. A man wanted my phone number. A man wanted this. Like, why are there no women coming up to you, huh? Like, I understand, like, if you choose the wrong person, you'll become a pariah, but no women? None? Even though you're a public figure and people come up to you all the time to be like, oh my God, Amberlynn, I love you so much. None of them are asking for your digits? No? No? Okay.
AI, I wouldn't know because I'm not the one sending the voice memos in. And I don't understand your question. So because someone called me cute, it means I'm obsessed with them calling me cute. That doesn't make sense.
No, that's not it, Amber. It's because you are always showing off men being like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so fine. Oh, I want to come over and cook you dinner. You always talk about it. Always, always, always. It's always male validation that you are looking for.
Elizabeth Sullivan 2965 said, I'm a lesbian, he is a man. Okay, but Dalton though? All right, I think you need a little bit of reminding, so let me help you. But like,
listen, lady, I don't give a fuck what you call yourself, but the problem is that you were like, I'm a lesbian, so like I could never ever talk to a man. I don't care if you're drunk or not. Like, obviously, if you're drunk, maybe your inhibitions are lowered a bit, but for you to come on here and be like, oh, I am not attracted to men at all whatsoever, and like, ew, why would I ever be hitting on a man or talking to a man in that type of way when you have a history of it, drunk or not? Like, you were still a participant, you still remember doing it, you still remember the conversation. So there is a level there where if you were not cognizant of it, I would be like, oh, that's a little weird. That's weird on his part, not yours. But you remember it. You remember talking to him. You admit it was consensual. Like, you can call yourself a lesbian. I really don't care because I'm not a lesbian, so it's not my place to tell you not to call yourself that. But I am bisexual, so like, I don't know. It seems so strange, and it's always men. It's always men.
This whole Alexis Dalton thing is like not okay. She's bringing up a situation that I had with someone during like a vulnerable time in my life. 2023 was a crazy year for me. I shared that.
But the thing is, there are plenty of people who have had vulnerable times in their life and they are a lesbian or gay or straight or whatever. And they don't do this, especially when they try to solidify their identity so much. But I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. Amber, it just really has to do with the fact that you vehemently denied that you would have any sort of conversation with your mama in such a flirtatious or whatever manner when you have a history of doing it.
I was turning to alcohol because I genuinely was. I was depressed, heartbroken,
and you still
lonely.
are.
I was going through a lot, and I felt myself turning to people and to situations and things I normally wouldn't have. I did reply to Dalton. He was making me feel good about myself where I felt bad. Yeah, it felt weird to me. One night, I got extremely drunk, and he ended up calling me, and things went to a different level than they probably would have if I was sober. Like, I felt awful saying that out loud. It wasn't my finest moment. I was really drunk. I was sad. I guess I just wanted to feel something other than like the sadness and the depression I was going through.
But it also just shows that Amber will just use someone to get what she wants and then be like, bye, see ya. Like, she used him to get that instant gratification and to hear all these nice things about her. Again, seeking male validation. I don't know if this is like a psychological thing. It really could be. It could be stemming from her childhood since her father never gave her any sort of validation. Maybe she's seeking it out in other places. And I'm not being like, daddy issues. Like, no, I mean this honestly, that perhaps she is seeking all this male attention and whatnot as a replacement for the things she never got growing up. It is a viable reason, but just to pretend like, oh, well, it was just a moment. No, you constantly seek out men and constantly brag about men finding you attractive.
Through in that moment. Plus, I was really drunk. My brain was not fully there. Sexuality can be and is fluid, but I am a lesbian. Turning a vulnerable night for me, where I was in a vulnerable state and I made a decision that I normally wouldn't have, turning that into a like way to monetize something that should not be monetized is crazy work. But it didn't feel right to me. In my gut, it did not feel right to me. And genuinely, I think questioning people's sexuality is like the weirdest, most oddest thing in the world. And as
sexuality, and she's right, sexuality is fluid. It's when you come on here and you basically parade around and say, I'm a lesbian, I'm the biggest lesbian, let's be real, and kind of try and make yourself this like this mouthpiece for LGBTQIA plus, when you are, first of all, again, I don't think that questioning someone's sexuality is going to get you anywhere, no matter what. As a bisexual, I have it happen all the time. It's like, okay, well, you're married to a man. Okay, well, I don't know. What would you like me to say? But the thing is, if I had found someone who was a woman or non-binary and I felt in love with them, it wouldn't change anything either. So I understand. Questioning sexuality is weird and I don't particularly like it. Which is why when I come on here, I say, like, Amber, you want to call yourself a lesbian, go ahead, and it's not my place because I am not a lesbian. She's not like an ally to other people in the LGBTQIA plus community. She posed as a gay black man to get into groups about her and talk about herself and whatever and figure out, oh, what are people saying about me? She constantly dead names and misgenders past partners. She makes fun of people for being trans. She has done this over and over again. And so for her to come on here and act like, oh, it's not fair, it's not right, it's really gross. Well, Amber, you have come on here and really not made yourself a part of our community at all whatsoever. And if you hadn't been so transphobic and NB-phobic towards Casey and Beck, and you were trying to understand them instead of acting like what they were doing or how they felt was so weird and so odd, because she does that in the past about Casey and him presenting himself, and she made fun of him and called it weird. And so I think that if you were more of an ally to the other parts of the community, then you would have more of a backing for when these things come out. Because, you know, I said it before, I don't think Alexis should have ever used that moment for clout or for monetization or as a gotcha. But it makes people wonder, especially since you told Beck a few times that you were questioning. You've come on here with Wifey and said you were questioning. You said you've had a crush on like Eric.
As a lesbian who was ashamed all of my teenage years because I liked the same sex, like, it is genuinely insulting. Lumberry said, can you please change T or tail to just tail? Because every single thing has just been tail.
Yeah.
I try so hard to find rumors that are actually real, but most of the shit that is real, I just literally admit to anyways. And I'm like, yep, that's real. That did happen.
Okay,
a lot of rumors
yeah,
are
sure.
really just that, rumors. It's things that people want to believe are real. So it's just my way to dispel those. Soup60 said, girl, stop crying. I'm sorry. I cry a lot. I'm very sensitive. Hard for me to regulate my emotions.
You're so sensitive. So shut up. You can regulate them when you want to. It's when you're trying to like grab for attention that you don't.
Things at an extreme level. EMS ABZ 9326 said, almost all of these voice memos are AI generated. She's literally making them. You can even hear the way she talks in each of them. I have not made a single voice memo. They're all from real people who have sent them to me. And
I don't know if they're from real people or not. There's definitely a couple that I'm like, I don't know about that one, sis. That sounds like an Amberlynn question, or it sounds like something that she would ask herself to gain sympathy. And, you know, maybe other people are using them to hide their own voices because they don't want to be recognized. But here's the thing. Karina Kaboom pointed it out in her video covering the live stream that Amber did, which... whatever, that's a mess. Go watch Karina, go watch Salty Crab. They've covered it. She talks about how Amber like exposed the person who asked her one of her questions. She just like shows the messages, even though she has said time and time again, oh, I'll never show your information, I'll never show your messages, I'll never do this. But she always does when she needs to like have a counter argument. So don't trust the things she says when she says she won't show your stuff. She will.
And all of these rumors, like, it makes the people who have actually like sent these voice memos to me, it's making them realize more than ever that like all of these crazy rumors that people say about me are false and untrue. And it also goes to show that like literally some people can be so delusional. The fact that you think that you can hear me inside of other people's voices when literally none of these are me. These are all sent to me by viewers, by subscribers, by people on Instagram, by people who genuinely want to ask me questions.
And they're all nice. All your comments are, whew, really, they're dragging you, but all the voice memos are nice.
AI situation type deal that has been created around voice memos is insane work. Before AI was even invented at the level that it is now, I used to do things like this. I have done voice memos in the past. I used to actually show Snapchat videos of people asking me questions.
Hey girl, so I've been following you pretty consistently since the pandemic started.
Hey Amberlynn, it's Maggie. So Becky said you were a good singer. Why don't you sing Malibu by Miley Cyrus for us?
Are there any Lego sets or Lego adjacent sets that you have your eye on?
Hey Amberlynn, so my question is, if you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life.
And that was when I only had like 13,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and now AI is widely available and can be used to manipulate a narrative, which you are very fond of doing. So I don't really fault anyone for wondering if you are using AI. I really hope when my husband comes home and sees me like this, he doesn't scream.
Now I have almost 250,000. All right, so now let's get into Sippin' Community, where I leave a community tab every single week for you guys to talk about concerns.
Oh, yeah. I saw that because she finally posted shit on her community tab after nuking all of them. And yeah, they were very interesting.
Ask me questions, whatever it may be. So let's get into it. Why do you go after married couples? I don't. Yeah. I have only ever talked to one person who's been married. And
no, you've talked to multiple, you liar. You were talking to a married couple with Casey. You talked to that other person, Danielle, who is married. And you talked to Erica and Brittany. Well, Erica, not Brittany. You have quite the record of talking to married people.
They messaged me first, and I was under the impression that they were actually single in an open marriage and only together for financial reasons. How do you feel knowing you have similar aggressive tendencies as your father? So this question made me feel...
I saw that one, and I thought that was a very poignant question. very, very interesting.
Uncomfy because you guys don't really know anything about my dad actually at all.
You, Amber, are you fucking kidding me? You come on here and you tell us everything. Okay, I don't need to learn more intricacies about your dad when you said he hawked loogies in your face and called you fat and was abusive and doing drugs and whatnot and is still not in your life. In and out of prison, like not taking care of his children, losing custody of his children, and not interested in talking to you like now. You know, for all of Mama Lynn's faults, at least she tried to have a relationship with you. And now she is rebuilding that relationship here and saying she was a bad mother at that time, that she was not good. And she has never like tried to downplay it. She says she was on drugs. She says that she was a terrible parent. And now she's rebuilding and she's sober. Your father is a different story, according to you. You're the one who says it. And because he is such an aggressive person, according to your stories of him, it is a completely valid question and shouldn't leave you uncomfortable unless you are starting to realize, oh shit, I am my father. You are an aggressive person who has caused fear in your ex-partners because they thought if you had the capability or the mobility to harm them physically, you would have. And you have harmed past partners. So, let's be real here.
Do you think your family talks about how worried they are for you behind your back? Do they say it to your face? Do they not address it at all? I actually have never thought about it. Like, I genuinely don't know if they talk about being worried about me behind my back. Like, I have never even thought about that before. They've never said anything to my face about it. The only time the topic of like weight comes up is if I bring it up first. Did you have a crush on Crystal's dad? Oh my God.
Thank you, Jordan, the ankle. Constantly talking about how fucking weird it was the way she acted with Crystal's dad. And now I don't know if that's a crush or if that was looking for a father figure. I don't know.
That makes me so freaking uncomfortable. Crystal's dad genuinely was like a dad to me. We got extremely close in that way. The dynamic we had was very father-daughter, and like I was planning on being with Crystal for the rest of my life, so he was like a father-in-law to me. Do you see any similar behaviors between yourself and your biological father? I genuinely am like a lot like my mom, and I feel like my brother, the one that's closer to me in age, the one that's a year and a half younger than me, I feel like he is a lot like my dad. Do you?
No, I think I gotta take this out. It's starting to make my nose run. She is so like, again, of course we don't know much about her father besides what she has told us, but the aggressive tendencies, yeah, that's definitely something. And but I do think that there's some of Mama Lynn in there, like their laugh is very similar, but I don't know. Her mom seems to actually take accountability for her shortcomings.
Do you secretly fear getting to a normal size? No. Looking back.
Yes, you do, you liar. You've said it before that you fear losing weight because you'll lose subscribers and views because then you're not as much of a train wreck.
It's okay to keep expecting Destiny to drive you around and be responsible for you post-breakup. This actually reminds me of an Instagram message that I received like a couple weeks ago. Let me go see if I can find it. Hold on.
Oh, God.
I found it. Why was Beck allowed to rely on you after the breakup? But people are pissed that you relied on Destiny.
Beck didn't rely on you. What is wrong with you? Beck was left destitute because of you. You never paid them. You took the inheritance from their mother who passed away. You literally relied on them for transportation. They drove you everywhere. If they weren't going to drive you, you weren't getting anywhere. They got all your groceries, all of that. And like for you to be like, well, I paid for gas and I paid car insurance or whatever. Like, yeah, you were the one who was using the car because Beck really wasn't, besides maybe visiting their family sometimes and then running errands for you. You had control of the bank account. You had control of everything that they did. You had control of finances. Like, and then you also relied on Destiny heavily when the two of you broke up and you got together with Beck. You rely on everyone else. No one really relies on you. And if you want to be like, well, I I financially supported Beck. Well, golly, aren't you a great person while you were abusing the fuck out of them? Wow, you're so nice.
Once a week for groceries after you two broke up. Destiny put you in that position. You moved to Kentucky for her, and then she broke up with you months later after cheating on you. You didn't know anyone there. You didn't have a car. You didn't have anything. So with everyone's logic of how Destiny didn't need to be there for you after the breakup, then you didn't have to be there for Beck. Beck was in this position because of you, and you were in that position because of Destiny.
No, there is a big difference. Amberlynn decided to move with Destiny to Kentucky. So they lived in Florida by themselves, and I'm pretty sure they had some issue with their rent and with the landlord and all that. So they packed up and moved in with Destiny's mom, who was kind enough to let her daughter and her daughter's boil come in and stay with her. And then y'all couldn't get along with Destiny's mom. So you had to move out again, and you isolated Destiny from her family and everything, and you kept tabs on her with your buddy that was at Destiny's work. I won't say her name yet, but I'm sure it'll come up at some point. You were the one who isolated Destiny. Destiny missed out on so much time with her mother because you threw a tantrum every time she tried to leave. So I get it when you go to some place and you have no one around, but you're used to that. So acting like, oh, well, I had so much going on in Florida for me. I had family and all this stuff. No, you didn't. Actually, being in Kentucky was closer to the family that you had. So you coming on here and acting like, oh, well, Destiny did this to me and blah, blah, blah. And I don't understand how I'm getting hate for what I did to Beck, but Destiny. No, it's two completely different situations.
There's no sympathy for you because you needed groceries once a week, but they expected you to pay for Beck's whole life after the breakup, after everything you already did for them.
Because you employed Beck. You decided to say on camera, you're my employee now, and I need you for these live streams. And I pay Beck because Beck is my employee. So technically, yeah, they were relying on you because you were their employer. You owed them money for working for you. It's not like they were sitting there and doing nothing. They were on your live streams. And frankly, they were the only reason that people were watching your live streams at that point because no one gave a fuck about anything else. Beck was the reason you pulled in any sort of money. And then you got all pissed off because people really wanted to give their super chats and stickers and stuff to Beck and even said, make sure that Beck gets this money. This is for Beck. This is, half the money. Make sure it goes to Beck. And you didn't do that. You left them with like $200 to move out because you controlled all the finances. So don't give me this shit of like, oh, well, they relied on me. Yes, because you were their employer. That's like me going to my job and saying, hey, you need to pay me. And them saying, okay, but like, why are you relying on me for your entire life? You shouldn't be relying on me. Do something else. Like, you employed them. Hello?
While you were together, make it make sense. And sorry if this is triggering, but why did you have to treat Beck like a child during their renal failure? But everyone says that your cancer should have been taken care of by you because you're an adult. These people lack such...
Beck was... Oh, my God. Okay, so here's the difference, right? Beck went and addressed their issues. They went to a doctor and addressed their issues. And then they got put on the wrong medication and went through renal failure at the same time. So they were out of commission. And they were out of it. And I really don't think that they were in a place where they could fully be responsible for themselves. Because they shouldn't have been driving, but Amber made them drive her around. And they admit that they shouldn't have been driving. They still took care of themselves. But they, were in such a terrible place. Because they were misdiagnosed with something and then had renal failure. I don't know if you understand how painful renal failure is or how painful like kidney stuff is, but it really is. It's awful, awful stuff. Kidney failure and bladder stuff, that is all, it's painful. And Amber, you refused to to get a second opinion. You just kept going to the ED, which is not a place for you to go and get a serious diagnosis. It's a place for an emergency. You know, you bleeding out, you having an emergency D&C, yes, that is an appropriate reason to go to the emergency room. But you went to the ED all the time for things like UTIs and bladder infections and kidney infections. You can go to urgent care, or better yet, go to a primary care physician and then discuss them, and then they can track what's going on. That would have been the better choice, but you didn't. You just kept going to the ED. And when you go to the ED, you see whoever is there. So someone might take you very seriously, and someone might just try and free up a bed. That's how hospitals work. They are overcrowded with patients and understaffed severely. That is why there is a stark difference in how people reacted with Beck's information and yours. And I'm not, after post-op, after your cancer, after your hysterectomy, all that stuff, yes, of course, you needed to be like treated very carefully and have a lot of assistance. Understandable. I get that. I'm not denying that. But you required assistance far past what was necessary. And that, that was not because of your cancer. That was because of your size and your immobility. That's why there's a difference.
Such brain skills that it frightens me to even be a part of this community. Whoa. Yup.
Whoa.
I'm genuinely just going to leave that there because damn. Amber, I care about you. Can you please stop lying about how much you're eating? You might think it's harmless, but you're definitely making people like me eat even less because I want to stay healthy. So when I do what I eat...
Whoever said that, I wish you the best. Please do not watch Amber, because she doesn't tell you the truth about the amount she eats. The caloric intake that she has is far higher than what she is reporting to us, because if it wasn't, she would be losing so much weight. She would see rapid weight loss, and it would be much more noticeable. Please, please, for the love of God and your health, do not watch her, because you eating less and less because you think that her words are true it's really going to feed into a disorder. And I do not want anyone to suffer through that. Don't listen to her bullshit. Please, please, for your own health.
Ate today videos, those are 100% accurate. 9 times out of 10, I'm doing what I ate today videos because I am on track. It is hard for me to film what I ate today videos when I'm off track because...
I'm sorry, how can you hear someone say you're feeding into something that could turn into a disorder for me because you are lying about how much you are eating, and now I'm confused because I feel like I'm also eating this much, but it's making it seem like I have so much more. How can you hear someone say that and not be like, wow, I can't believe my impact on here as a public figure is harming someone? Just be truthful, Amber. Like, fuck. I even looked up that stupid ass sushi roll that you had, and you're wrong. 992 calories for both? I think the fuck not. You're like 400 calories off.
Because it's shameful. It's embarrassing. Like, why do I want to show that? Plus, I know the type of reaction that I will receive. Just out of curiosity, I'm also a diabetic. Do you take medications for health problems? So first of all, you said also a diabetic. I'm not a diabetic. I'm not even a pre-diabetic. And no, I don't take any medication at all.
I don't know how she's not pre-diabetic. Maybe because she drinks like sugar-free stuff, but I don't know, man. I would get that checked, Amber, because any sort of like additional weight can really increase your risk of diabetes. And Foodie Beauty is technically less weight than you, and she has really bad, out of control diabetes. Also, you need medication. Definitely. Also, weren't you on hypertensive medication?
At all. All right, you guys, now it's time for the Lynch review. That means you guys get to interview me using voice memos. And the way you can do that is go to my Instagram. If you're unable to send me a voice memo, just send me a little
please explain again every single fucking video.
And I do not care if you use AI voice generator. I can understand if someone does not want their voice in my video.
Don't use AI for anything, you fucks. Don't do that.
I will not care. So if you sent me a voice memo weeks and weeks ago, you still have a chance to be chosen because I choose old ones and I choose new ones. All right, let's get into it.
Can you see yourself doing social media for the rest of your life, or do you think that you'll choose another career path someday? It's like,
Slay. I can genuinely see myself doing YouTube for the rest of my life. I feel like YouTube
That's because she doesn't have any marketable abilities at all.
is one of those things that's like ever growing. And it's kind of like a TV show. Like people tell me all the time, like, Amberlynn, you're my reality show.
You said you prefer dieting over exercise. Have you looked into the benefits of exercise or have your opinions changed at all?
Is she gonna say that's a real voice?
Love you, by the way.
This is the first one that actually sounded like AI to me. But yes, the benefits of exercise is definitely, it's really good for your heart. It helps with your stamina. It's good to get your blood flowing. I genuinely don't feel like it has to be used to lose weight. You can lose weight without exercising.
Yeah, no shit. You can do like a calorie deficit. That's really the whole thing, is a calorie deficit to lose weight. But exercise also is good for like like cardio. It's good for your heart and it's good for your joints and whatever. And people who are struggling with certain types of exercise or are heavier set, swimming, aerobics, like water aerobics is a great option because the buoyancy of you in the water, it helps relax your joints and it helps keep them from having a ton of pressure, and the resistance of the water is also good for motion and movement. Take it from me, I used to do competitive swimming and synchronized swimming.
But for me, exercising is really good for your heart health, and that's why I got a Fitbit, because I want to start walking more.
Hey there, Amber. I've been a subscriber for a while, and I wanted to say that I'm really proud of you for persevering despite what goes on around you.
Proud!
My question is hobby related, though, and I was wondering if you've ever tried crocheting before. Because Legos, like, they have a lot of attention to detail and stuff, so I thought maybe you'd like crochet too.
This is gonna be such a like nitpicky thing. I hate that she's always like, please stop. I don't know. It's just bothering me.
Because you can buy cute yarn and you can make like accessories for yourself or for Twinkie. And is it something that you've ever tried or maybe you would try for fun in the future? Have a good rest of your morning.
Aw, thank you so much. And I have tried to crochet. I've tried to knit, I've tried to sew. None of those things like compute in my brain. Like I genuinely just can't figure it out.
Okay,
That's why none of her pants are hemmed, because she can't fucking do it, even though it's like one of the easiest things to do with sewing.
first of all, I'm so honored. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm a painter and I love to binge your content while I paint. I think it's just like the sound of your voice. I like to hear about your introspective. I like to hear about your story. So
God.
Thank you for putting that out to the world, because there are people that appreciate you and enjoy it. My question though is that I know that you're a Miley girl just like I am, and I wanted to know if you have heard any of the
Oh, wait, she sent another one. Hold on.
Wait, don't listen to that one. Let me start again. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I live. I'm so sorry. I wanted to know if you've listened to the first 3 drops of the new album. So it's supposed to be a visual album, but what I think you'll find really interesting is the first song is literally just poetry over ambient music. And I know that you love to write poetry. I know that you love poetry, and I would be curious.
Rain and Petals eavesdrop
on this upcoming album will be like. I love you, Amberlynn. I hope you have a great day. Also, your hair has been looking amazing recently. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. But yes,
Do you like
I'm
mine?
so excited for Miley's new music. I love Miley Cyrus. And the fact that it's going to be like a whole film type deal, I'm like, hell yeah, pop off. So the songs that I've seen so far and the music videos, like first of all, she looks so beautiful. And I love the music. Genuinely, when I first heard Something Beautiful, when I got to the chorus, my jaw was on the floor. But that's
I'm
what I
sure
like
it
about it.
was.
Like, Miley Cyrus's music taste is so broad. She
Don't forget that she loved Miley Cyrus when Miley Cyrus was still Hannah Montana.
loves everything. But the thing is, it's not only that she loves to listen to everything, she can sing anything and everything. And I like how she shares that in her music style. But yeah, I'm super excited for all of it. Oh my god, I just got a message from someone that said Jordy is a Trump supporter. So
What? I would highly doubt that. If he is, fuck that, but I don't think so.
okay, that's hectic.
Hi, hello from the UK, Amber.
That wasn't even, like, why even put that in there? Why even put that in there? It wasn't even a linterview thing.
My question to you is, what is 3 things you would change about your past relationships and friendships? AKA,
Hello, Twink.
just 3 things you would have done differently. It doesn't matter if it's from your relationship with Beck, or from your relationship with Tommy, or from, like, your friendship with Alexis, or anybody else.
Please.
What is
Please.
3 things you would do differently? Also, I'm a very big fan. Thank you for your reply on my birthday.
Aw.
I'm so nervous to do this. Thank you.
Aw, thank you. You did great. So 3 things that I would change in my past relationships are 1, not as controlling. 2, learn how to regulate my emotions more so I'm not as sensitive and my emotions aren't as like hyper. Like I'm too hyper aware of everything. So I notice everything. So then it makes me super sensitive and it all kind of just goes in this like cycle. So definitely that. And 3, not being so anxiously attached.
Amberlynn.
She's so BPD, you guys.
Baby girl, listen to me. I am drunk as absolute shit. I know I've only got a minute, but I need you to know my BFF Rachel. I know she sent you a little microphone recently, so you know you're going to get an audio message from her. But honestly, you need to listen to what she got to say. You know she's being a little bit passive aggressive, but she's just trying to help. You know she the home dog for real. Don't ever let women like Rachel bring you down.
What?
Okay, she's just trying to help. Bring her up, babes. Bring her up.
Yeah, please. I would love to hear what Rachel has to say. Oh, it's kind of passive aggressive. Yeah, Amber's going to skip over that.
But let's be honest, I got a few more seconds. You are crazy, girl. I was in a relationship like that, and that was just crazy. Don't ever do that shit again. From her end and from yours, baby girl. Mwah. Love you, hectic Ambi.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
Let me go find Rachel's voice memo.
Oh,
I am lost right now.
please.
That was funny. Oh, this is Rachel. Oh my God. Is this the Rachel? Okay.
Are we going to have our last show? Hey, Amber, I'm a little drunk, but I wanted to say that I also have borderline personality disorder, but to a certain
Ooh.
extent, you can't use it as an excuse.
Papa.
It's an
Get her.
explanation only. You have to
It's an explanation.
It's an explanation, not an excuse, you fuck. Are you kidding?
I mean, we're agreeing so far. Keep going.
take a step back and think, what if I was the problem? I promise.
Girly pop, relatable. I go to my journal entries. They all say, "What if I am the problem?" Have you ever
Oh,
heard the song
bullshit.
"TV" by Billie Eilish? The end where it's like, "Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem." It says it over and over, and then the audience joins in, and it's like this whole beautiful moment of like everyone just saying, "Maybe I'm the problem." When that part comes on, I literally feel my soul like leave my body because I'm like, "Bro, maybe I am the problem."
You
So I'm
are
like,
the
"All right,
problem."
Let's keep doing this.
Thousands of people don't hate you just because you're fat. You could be an
There's a lot of people who hate me just because I'm
Bitch, shut up. I don't care. Like, honestly, I've said it time and time again. I don't give a shit if you're 500 pounds, if you're 120 pounds, if you're 1,000 pounds. If you're 1,000 pounds and the sweetest person on this planet, then good Lord, I wish you the best. But you are 518 pounds of pure nastiness. You, I don't like because you're you.
fat. I will say that, but that could be in a whole separate thing. Like there are people who hate me because I'm fat, and then there's people who hate me because I have done things.
Okay, put that like small percentage that of people that hate you because you're fat. They're gonna hate anyone because they're fat. People dislike you for who you are, for your personality, for the shit you've pulled in the past. It doesn't have to do with your weight.
That are kind of hecticana, and they've been online, so people have seen that.
asshole, and you take therapy seriously. Everyone leaves and quote unquote turns on you because you're the problem.
Yes.
It's harsh, but your online behavior portrays you as a
Get her.
mean-ass bitch. And your past partners just show that it's true. I hope that
Oh,
you
she
grow
drunk.
and really take therapy seriously.
Oh, she's drunk? Okay, she might be drunk, but she is reading you for filth. She got you. And that's why you're like, "Oh, she's drunk." Yeah. You know what? Good on you, Rachel, for not listening to your friend and be like, "Oh, but she's like struggling." No. Rachel, you got it. You understand.
And get your BP tree on control.
BP tree,
It's really serious and you need to fix it.
girl.
Yeah.
Relatable. We both need to fix it. That was a lot. I love a drunk voice memo. That was fun.
I just really wanted to
So we're just like not going to address the fact that she really did just go up one side and down the other about you, about how you are the problem. You were like, "Oh, I listened to Billie Eilish's song and I think maybe I am." No, you are the problem. That is why everyone leaves you.
know if you would ever do a video talking about, repairing your relationship with your mom, because I know that you two have been through a lot, and it probably was a long process to work through everything, and you guys healed from everything that happened. And I just want to say that I really love you, and don't listen to the haters, honestly.
I love you too. And I probably would not do a video talking about mine and my mom's relationship and like repairing it or anything like
Because you've already dragged her through the mud so many times that you would have to address all of that too, huh?
that. Because I feel like I just don't want that subject touched. And I also think that's like a big reason of why it's like I don't talk a lot about foster care or the things that I went through before I went to foster care or in foster care, because there just are certain subjects that I'm just like, I don't want that touched by the internet.
As somebody who also lives in Oklahoma, I'm interested to know, what are 2 things you like about living in Oklahoma, and what are 2 things you don't like about living in Oklahoma?
That's hard to answer because I feel like my answers for like what I like isn't really because it's Oklahoma itself. But one, I love being near my mom. And two, I love my apartment. So I don't know if that's like Oklahoma itself. I will say
It's
in
not.
Oklahoma, I feel a lot more accepted. People don't look at me like I'm a monster. People don't look at my legs and like, oh my God, they're huge. I feel more accepted. Two things I don't like. I do not like that there's like no mountains. Like, where are the mountains? It is so flat. And I also absolutely despise that I live in Tornado Alley. Like, what?
Listen, I love me some extreme weather. I don't love the destruction it causes, but I might be like, yes, awesome.
Hey Amberlynn, I'm actually so excited to send you this voice message. So my question for you is, would you ever consider getting weight loss surgery again? I know you did in the past and things didn't work out, but would you ever consider it again?
Things didn't work out because she was like, ooh, that's going to be a lot of work.
No matter what, I support you, so excited to see your answer.
Oh, thank you. But right now in like my current life, without giving like a million different reasons, my answer is no. Weight loss surgery
Why?
is not something that I'm interested in.
Why? Give me a good reason. Like, I would love to know one solid reason why weight loss surgery would be bad. Because you got approved for it before. Why would it be bad now?
But that doesn't mean that I will not change my mind in the future.
Hi, Amberlynn. So I wanted to ask you, my question is, have you ever thought about doing like public or like in-person meetups? Or
Oh,
even, like,
God.
at some point going to like
No, because she doesn't want anyone to see her legs in person. That's not like a read. That is the truth.
different states and like meeting people in person?
No, I'm way too anxious for that. Like, I have a lot of paranoia, and the whole time
I'm too anxious for that, but I'll vlog myself out in public all the time. I'm too anxious for that, but every single subscriber that I've ever had comes up to me and is like, oh my God, I just love you so much. I'm too anxious for that, but I will let every single man come up to me and be like, hey, baby, let me take you home. Let me cook you dinner. Her anxiety is so strange because it's like conditional.
I'd be like, oh my God, is someone going to show up with? And that is me being absolutely.
Dude, fuck you. Fuck off, Amber. No one, honestly, you're not that important. Fuck right off.
Without a doubt, 100% transparent right now. I love going in public and meeting you guys. Like, I am recognized a lot, and it is special to me, and it means a lot to me. You guys are always super sweet, but like designating a time and a place would make me way too anxious.
People take pictures of you like you're a cryptid that they have just stumbled upon. And every single time that someone comes up to you and is like, oh my God, you're Amberlynn Reed, wow. There's never any evidence of it at all whatsoever. I can guarantee you that if I saw someone that I really liked and admired, I would be like, I can't believe I just met so-and-so. No one ever does that with you.
I would genuinely be too afraid that the wrong person would show up. That could just be my paranoia, but like stranger and crazier and more hectic things have happened.
Hello, Amberlynn. I've been watching you for a long time. My name is Miranda, and I've been watching since around 2019.
Wow.
So the back era. Anyway, my question for you is, I understand that YouTube is your main source of income. What plans do you really have for yourself in case YouTube were to fall through or something were to happen and you had to find a new source?
What
Thank you.
plans
I
do
would
you have?
just apply for other jobs, and thankfully I have enough money in the bank and saved up that I wouldn't be like too scared or too worried about it. But it would just be
So you got enough money where you could rely on being unemployed, or rely on it and be unemployed and not have any sort of worry, but you don't have the time or the money or whatever to save up for inpatient therapy. Okay. Make that make sense. Also, like I said before, she has no marketable skills. So she would have to get a lower level job. And this is no shade to those jobs at all. I think they are some of the hardest jobs to work, but she would have to be like a waitress or work at a call center. And I don't think she has the attitude or the stamina to work in some of the jobs that would be available to her. She doesn't have an education past high school, so that cuts out a lot of jobs. Unfortunately, like, trust me, I know, I think it's stupid too that we rely so heavily on college degrees and that it just keeps getting worse and worse, and that like we've totally just given up on trades, and trades are so important. But can you imagine Amberlynn doing a trade job, being a pharmacy technician, which is what I do, who I've been for 13 years, being a an electrician's apprentice or a plumber's apprentice. No fucking way.
Like anyone else getting like fired or laid off, or like their company that they work at no longer exists or whatever, like you would just find another job.
Okay, that's not how the job market is right now. The job market is fucking terrible. Okay? I've had 2 interviews with my 13 years of experience as a pharmacy technician, and they both declined it. It is absolute dog shit right now. And I have experience. I have a degree. I have an education. It is absolutely horrendous. I'm going to another school. I'm going to be trained as an EMT because as soon as I get out, I can have a job. This whole like, oh, well, you can just find another job. No, the fuck you can't. And the thing is, too, for people on unemployment, it is so backed up that people are having trouble making ends meet with that. This is just the ignorance of Amberlynn because she hasn't been out in the real world in so long. Since back with Destiny, when they worked at the like residential facility. So for her to say something so stupid and ignorant is just, it shows that she has no idea what she's talking about, and she could not make it in the real world.
Amber, I love you, and I was just wondering, what would you do if Zachary and Michael never came back to YouTube?
Hey, here's the thing. Shut the fuck up about Zach. How about that? How about you shut the fuck up about them? Because they have said time and time again to leave them alone. Why are you discussing them? Why are you bringing them up? Oh, Amberlynn. Oh, Amberlynn is a big hot topic on everyone else's radar, but you can't stop talking about Zach. Not at all. And you went on your live stream and watched their newest upload. Salty Crab clocked you 46 seconds. 46 seconds. You are obsessed with them. They asked you to stop DMing them. You won't stop. They go off for a break for their mental health, and you drag them and say, oh, isn't it convenient? And then you go on your live and talk shit about them and then pretend like, oh, see, they came back. So, oh, I'm so happy their mental health is better. Don't even, just shut the fuck up about Zach. And then you coming on here and calling another creator, Studio Deets, creepy with absolutely nothing to show for it, only because they made a video in support of Zach and had people in the community support Zach as well. Girl, fuck off.
Well, he did come back, and I wouldn't really do anything. I would be concerned for his mental health because, like, obviously his mental health got really bad if he didn't return. Then
shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. Because you made fun of them so much when they were talking about their mental health. And you basically said that it was fake and it was because you weren't uploading.
At the same time, I'd be like, well, he's improving his mental health because he's not returning to something that made his mental health bad, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't do anything. I would still just keep making my content as per usual.
You would get on here all smug and be like, see, I caused them to get rid of their channel. It's all me. They couldn't handle the heat. Blah, blah, blah. No, Amber, what they did was take a break for their mental health. They did the responsible thing. Things that you should do. Things that people have been telling you to do forever, but you don't.
Hey, Amberlynn. So, remember when you tried mayo and ramen and everybody kind of lost their minds and was super judgy? What?
I did not know they were super judgy.
It was actually like, okay, Chef Lynn, that might actually slap because I do like when my ramen's creamy. I usually do milk and butter in mine. But one day I ran out of milk and I thought of you, and so I put in mayo and sour cream, and honestly, it did slap.
Put in sour cream. Put in ranch, for fuck's sake. Like, the mayo thing is so gross. Like, mayo ramen. Okay. She truly is like a white woman. She loves her mayo.
I have to know, are there any other food combos or things like you secretly love that the internet might think is weird or roast you for? Please
so
be brave
many.
And share it for us adventurous little foodies. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So when I did the whole mayo and ramen thing, I actually had people contact me saying, like, it's really not that weird. They do it in other cultures. And I was like, oh, so maybe that's how my cousin originally learned. But I'm telling you, so good. Try it. But some other weird food combinations that I like, I really like a bagel with cream cheese and then putting like hot Cheetos in the middle of it and then like smashing it together and like eating it like a sandwich. That's really good. Pickles and peanut butter. I promise it's actually good. good. It sounds disgusting. I'm telling you.
Lots of people
sounds
eat
horrific,
that.
but it's good. If you want another ramen one, I have a whole ramen recipe I can give you guys. Like, it's a whole moment. There's a lot of ingredients that goes into it. Maybe you can do it for a YouTube video sometime. But I'm gonna do a little easier one for you. Literally, just cook taco meat and then put the taco meat, once it's cooked, in the ramen. It's like a taco ramen, and it's
Everything she does just makes my like tism be like, ugh, because she puts things together and just like she makes like a slop, and I can't do that. I cannot do that. There are certain things in my mind that like if they touch, it's okay, but then there's other things that if they touch, I won't eat it. I absolutely refuse to eat it. So like this, I bet you that there's more things that she does where I would be like, absolutely not. No way. The thought of some of these, just like mayo and ramen, the thought makes me gag. It's so gross.
sounds so weird, but it's so good. Like, chef's kiss. I'm actually craving that now.
Ugh.
All right,
Tail or
guys, now it's
tail?
time for tea or tail, where I talk about some rumors. Are they tea or are they tail? Let's get into it. All Amberlynn does in her members' live streams
Yes!
is show the ceiling. This is such a hectic statement to make because I'm not
Oh my god, it's so hectic. It's so hectic because it's fucking true. those poor people paying fucking $10-11 a month just to stare at your ceiling, and now you've started muting yourself too. Who the fuck are you talking to? I don't think it's your lawyer that you're talking to, because they have office hours and they would also be billing you like a lot. So I don't think so, ma'am. Who are you talking to? Tommy?
on live for 2 hours and I have 2 pets and I have myself. So when I show the ceiling, it is because I'm like, oh, we need a break. It is either because I am peeing, I'm feeding Twinkie. Like 2 weeks ago, Wasabi took a poop in the litter box, and whenever he poops in the litter box, I like to
That many
get it out with
times?
the quickness. So I literally said, hold on, you guys, Wasabi just went poop. So let me go clean the litter box real quick.
What's the scratching sound? It's the Wasabi just using the litter box.
That many times?
Oh, he took a dump for real.
All right, I'm gonna go pee, clean that litter box, and then I will be right back, okay? Or it's because Twinkie wants to get up on the couch and she doesn't want to jump, so I have to pick her up. It's only
Speaking
other
of
things
cats,
that like I
bye,
usually
Jinxie.
do and attend to. And sometimes, which it hasn't happened in the last few weeks, thankfully, but sometimes I get really anxious and I just need a minute, like genuinely a minute, before I actually have an anxiety attack on live stream.
Oh, be quiet. Be quiet. Honestly and truly. No.
I do not want that. So out of a 2-hour live stream, maybe there's 5 minutes of
5? I don't think so. It seems like a lot more put together.
you guys just communicating together, but thankfully my supporters are extremely understanding.
Also, not just that, but you also just ignore the chat sometimes and just ignore them to go on your phone. Like, okay.
But I do have things that I have to do in my home, and a lot of people tell me, Amberlynn, do not hold your bladder. Like, get up and pee if you have to pee, and I'm not gonna feel guilty for that. Amberlynn goes to bingo 3 times a week. I go to bingo once a week. There was a time in the near past
You said you went 3 times a week. What?
that I went to bingo 3 times a week. Trust me, that never happens. But I go once a week. So I tried very hard to find a rumor that was true. So I don't even have a 3rd rumor today. Normally I like to do 3 of them. So I literally went to Instagram and I was like, send me rumors. And every rumor that I saw, I was just like, this is dumb. I've talked about this before a million different times. Well, that's not
Sure.
true. Well, that's something my lawyer said I can't talk about. I was trying so
Something your lawyer said you can't talk about? Like what? Like what? You love flexing that you have a lawyer. Guess what? I got one too. Like, it's not as big of a flex as you think.
hard to find one that was true. And like genuinely, there's just none that are like true right now because it's shit that I've talked about ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum! I'm going to actually do it this time. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it.
All right, on to the next thing, which is bad choices.
Oh,
We're gonna choose 5
Christ.
of these.
Let's see if I can
them.
answer them
And
this
I've had
week.
People who are like, why does she do this part? Like, this is so weird and random. It's because I like weird and random. I like the type of questions that they ask. Like, if things are so
you
crazy
guys.
absurd. And I like absurd things sometimes. Would you shave your eyebrows off for $1,000? No. Have you ever secretly
You know what? It would help with my cosplay, but I don't want to draw them on. But I have a lot of friends who have shaved their eyebrows off. Actually, one of my friends, his eyebrows are gone right now. I think it's just like, it's kind of cute, but on the right person. It has to be the right person. I think I would look fucking weird. I would look weird because I have a big ass forehead, so it would make it even bigger. Could you imagine?
thought that you would make a really good gangster? No?
My lawyer said I can't speak about this.
What? Would you never have sex again in your life for $3 million?
Done. I'm just saying. You know? I do want to have kids though, so I guess we'd have to like figure that out. We'd have to work that in.
Oh my
She's
God.
gonna say
that
no.
is crazy. The answer is no. I would rather have sex than have $3 million. Have you ever been caught having sex?
She probably
I've never
has.
been caught having sex, but I've been interrupted before, and like they didn't know that I was having sex, if that makes sense, because it was behind the door. Never mind, I'll have to explain. Have you ever thrown a party for a pet? Yes, I have. So
Yeah, like just a family one. Like we have definitely thrown family parties for our dogs at my parents' house. Absolutely.
those weren't so bad this time, but I noticed that the 5 that I did in last video, they were all very overly sexual. Sometimes that happens, and I am very much an open book. I'm 34 years old. My analytics show that no children watch me, really. So
No children watch me, really. Okay. I don't know, maybe use the 18 plus filter if you're going to be talking about sex all the time. So no children watch you at all.
oh, if there is a child watching me, stop watching. Everyone who watches me is above 18, and I'm an open book. I'm allowed to talk about what I want. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed. This has been over an hour long, so I have a lot to edit down, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Another week of lies with Amberlynn Reed. Down for the books. I look terrible. I hate the way I look right now. I thought I'd get that out of the way as I freak out. This is over an hour long as well. I have to edit this down. I'm going to scream because my husband's going to come home while I'm editing, because I'm not going to change out of this. I'm going to just edit in this. But, oh my God. Anyways, more lies from Liar Lynn. That's going to do it for me for this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you would like to join me on this journey where I comment on this liar and their content, I would love to have you aboard. Why was that pause so long? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of this week's Let's Talk episode from Miss Amberlynn. I just think she is so dishonest all the time, 24/7. I don't think she even really knows what the truth is anymore. Leave a like if you are so inclined, or a dislike. I don't care either way. You are entitled to your opinion, even if it is wrong. That's going to do it for me for this video. I will see you all in the next one.